Hey there, how you doing? Welcome to another video here on my channel. My name is Ebby. I'm a film shooter based in Toronto, Canada. On this channel, I talk about everything film cameras, expired film, and everything in between. Let's jump right into this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about my most recent camera pickups, talking to you about some of the cameras that I've gotten my hands on recently and why I'm excited to shoot with them, and give you a little backstory of where I got them from. So let's talk about it. The first camera I want to show you is this camera right here. This is the Yashica Electro 35 GT all black. This camera right now, I actually don't even know if it's working because it doesn't have batteries in it. It doesn't take any of the regular batteries that you have available. You have to sort of Jimmy Flicks or MacGyver a solution to get the batteries working for this particular camera. But this camera looks really nice. It feels really nice to hold. It has a 45mm camera. They call this the poor man's Leica, and I can see why they call it a poor man's Leica. It feels good in the hand. It feels good to hold. I imagine it's going to feel good to shoot. I haven't shot it yet. I just picked this up. It looks clean. Everything looks to be in good working condition. Hopefully when I get the batteries in there, it's going to work. When I fire the shutter now, it does shoot at 1/400th of a second. So there's that particular portion. So I know the shutter is working. I'm just hoping that everything else is working on that particular camera. So I'm looking forward to shooting and possibly making a video on this Yashica Electro 35 GT black version. The second camera that I've recently picked up, and if you know me, you know I love my point and shoot cameras, is this Nikon L135 AF. On this channel previously, I've talked about the L35 AF, but I saw this camera and I'm like, wait, this looks like the L35, but this is the L135 AF. I actually don't even know if this came before or after the L35 AF series, but if I had to guess, I would say it came before because it just has some premature features of what the L35 AF has. Again, I haven't shot this camera. I do know it's working. I've put batteries in it. I cleaned it up, made sure it looked good. The flash is working. The window to open up the lens is working. It goes from 100 to 400 ISO. I'm excited to take this out and shoot with it and see how the lens compares to the L35 AF. But this is another one I'm looking forward to shooting. Let me know if you know anything about this L135 AF. Is there something I should know about this camera? Let me know in the comment section down below. The third camera that I'm looking forward to shooting is this Ricoh 500 ZF. This one is sort of like a point and shoot range focus style camera. It only has it has a light meter in it. The light meter is built in, and all you have to do is set your ISO and set your shutter speed, and the camera does. Wait, oh no, you set your shutter. Oh, this camera is not. See, I'm figuring things out as I go. So this camera, you can set your ISO, you can set your shutter speed, and you can set your f-stop. I didn't even realize that you can set your f-stop before. So this camera does not have a built-in light meter. This is literally a manual camera. This is actually nice. I didn't realize that, but there's a battery thing in here that I had to put a battery on here to make it work. I guess that's for the built-in light meter. I don't know. There is a light meter inside of this camera that shows you what you should set your f-stop to. So it doesn't automatically set your f-stop for you. The battery is just for the light meter on the inside that reads what you're supposed to be shooting at. Anyways, the reason why I'm excited to shoot this one is that it's a small compact camera. As you can see right here, it fits right in my hand. I feel like this can be one of those pocket cameras I can just put in my pocket, bring out, and just take a shot whenever. This one is in relatively good condition. As I said, light meter is working. You can set the ISO from 25 all the way up to 800. It doesn't go past 800, and I like these type of cameras because I do love my rangefinder, and this is a zone focus style camera, or a range focus, or whichever term you want to use. So I'm excited to shoot with this one and see how sharp the lens is, see how it feels to shoot with, and I'm excited to see what I can get from this camera. This is the Ricoh 500 ZF. The next one that I was excited to shoot with, and I kind of feel stupid, is this Yashica 44. Originally when I got most of these cameras at a local auction here in Toronto, Canada. I picked them all up in the same place for a very good price actually for all of these cameras. But This one, looking at this camera, everything was online. When I first saw this camera, I just assumed it was like every other Yashica TLR camera. And picking this up, I saw the photos that he posted online. I bid on it. It didn't cost me too much. I'm like, oh, this is a steal. I thought I got myself a steal. The camera came in, I opened it up. I'm like, oh, why does this look so small? Look how small it looks. Usually the TLR is a little bigger than this, but this one is really, really small. I'm like, oh, okay, this is nice. A small TLR style camera. Upon doing some more research, I realized that this camera only takes 127 film. And if you know anything about 127 film, the first thing you realize is that they don't make that anymore. You can still find film on eBay. You can still find film on other reliable websites. The camera does work. The shutter does fire. So I'm going to be cleaning this one up, hopefully getting some 127 film in the future, and maybe possibly making a video on this one, or this one is probably just going to sit on the shelf for a little while. The next camera I want to talk to you about is this one right here. This is the Franca Solida 3. This is a folding medium format 6x6 camera. This camera is one that I picked up at a local auction as well too. I've put a couple of rolls through it. The camera is working. Everything's in good condition. And I love medium format simply for the fact that you get really, really nice crisp images. The images are crisper than shooting 35mm. But I don't know how I feel about this camera. Usually when I'm shooting medium formats, I love having a waist level viewfinder. I love my RB67. I love those type of cameras. I love the Pentax 6.7 simply because of their portability. Well, not portability, their customizability. You can take off different parts of them. You can switch out lenses. And I've always loved those types of medium format cameras. This one is a really, really different style of medium format. It's really small, it's really compact. It can fit in my pocket. I take it with me every day when I go out. I find that it's really good to use. The lens is a Schneider Kresnak Radeon R 80mm f2.9. The viewfinder on this camera is actually really fogged up. I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to take out the top part so I can clean that. But it's still usable. It's usable for me. It's usable for the functions that I need it for. But that camera is one that I'm going to be making a video on coming up really soon. So it's a recent pickup that I'm really, really excited about. But I don't know if I'm going to be keeping it. But we'll see how that goes. Some other cameras that I was excited to be shooting, but they just didn't turn out, or they just didn't work out, are I have this Canon short shot point and shoot camera. When I picked it up, the batteries in it were really, really corroded. I cleaned it up, I put it up, put some batteries in there. It just didn't turn on. Sometimes it works like that. I have a graveyard full of cameras that just didn't turn out. This is another one that I'm going to be adding to the graveyard. It just didn't work. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. These are just some of the recent pickups that I've gotten over the last month. If you know me, I'm always getting new cameras. I'm always on auction sites looking for new cameras because I want to try as many cameras as possible and just see which one's the best for me. So far, I've used about 100 different film cameras, and the only one I've really kept so far is my Leica M2. Even right now, it's up for sale. So if you're interested in Leica M2, hit me up and maybe we can talk about a deal, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, these are my most recent pickups. I'm going to be posting all the names of the cameras in the description down below, and more pictures on my blog, FilmStockReel.com. And if this video has provided you any value, make sure you hit that like button. And also subscribe to my channel, as this goes a long way to making sure I produce more content like this. Until next time, make sure you stay safe. Make sure you shoot film, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.